Social proof. Watch QVC for this. This is very interesting. Watch QVC. Do you ever see on that's a shopping channel here in the U.S. for you, those of you who don't know that. But they say 2,000 ordered, and then it keeps going up. 2,500 ordered, 2,873 ordered, 2,975 ordered, and it shows you all these people that are ordering it. And social proof means if other people are doing it, it's okay for me to do it. If your product is in Walmart, that's social proof that your product is good because it made it through the Walmart process. And if it's in Walmart, it must be good. I must be able to buy it because it's in Walmart. Social proof. Scarcity. Scarcity is how to limit the availability. That's why we have sales. That's why you have a 50% off today only. That's why you have the certain Thanksgiving Day sales or limited quantity. All those kind of things are scarcity because if people think they can get the best price, incredible prices anytime they want, they won't go out and get it. But they'll do it if there's an incentive, if there's scarcity around that offer. Turnkey. Okay. Number 6, it's got to be something that's turnkey. It's got to be something that's easy. It's simple. It plugs in. It works. You look at a lot of these consumer products. It's all driven to make them easier, to make them simpler. And if you can just take one product and make it easier or simpler, you can literally replace a whole generation of products. Okay. Number 7, tell stories. This is one of the things that I learned from a guy named Peter Gruber, and he has a book out right now. You can write it down. Peter Gruber, Gruber. He's the CEO of Mandalay Entertainment, Paramount Pictures, a few other companies that I forget all their names, but he's the guy that puts on the big movies. He's the guy that and he also owns the Golden State Warriors. He has a book out right now about telling stories. And what he says in that book is that people remember stories. People remember stories. They may not even remember your product that much, but they will remember the story. So use stories. And number 8, give them multiple pricing options. Give them multiple ways to buy from you, multiple ways to work with you. It's not just a one-size-fits-all society right now. People want to work with you, and they want to work with you in different ways, okay? So, at any rate, this is an example of a sign-up page for a free event, and they can't miss formula for starting your own online business. Okay, this is an example of how you actually use this process, and this right here is an example of a free event. I believe this is a webinar right here. So, but notice how simple it is. Notice how easy it is. 1, 2, 3 is how it's simple. It's got a good headline. You've got to put the tools together, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this program. Putting the pieces together to get it easy, to get it simple, where people can work with you. Okay. Then number 3 is the fun part, which is booking the joint ventures, booking the reseller relationships, booking those money-making relationships that are going to take you to the next level. There's lots and lots of ways to go to the next level as it relates to this kind of stuff. It starts with looking first at joint ventures. You can have one-way promotions. You can have reciprocal promotions. You can have endorsed types of mailings. Endorsed mailing is where someone puts their logo on, their picture, their brand on your letterhead. Now that's where it comes down to direct mailing. That's an endorsed mailing, and that's still very popular today. Direct mail is still very popular. In the email world, it's a similar concept. They're going to put their brand on your email, and they're going to promote it, and that's an endorsed mailing. Typical split for these types of relationships is 50-50, but there's a myriad of other types of relationships that you can have. I can't disclose some of the things that I'm doing right now, but I'm doing some interesting relationships where I pay people 5% or 10%, and I literally take out a whole area of the world. You can take products that have become successful in Europe or Asia or other places, and you can launch them in the U.S. or take them from the U.S. and launch them in China. I got one guy that wants to launch products in China that are successful in the U.S. So, a lot of options out there. Here's the main thing I want to say. All you need is one win. Because once you get one win, you have a track record. Okay? Once you get one win, you have a track record. So you can take your concept to make millions of dollars once you can get one win. So our goal is to launch you. Our goal is to get you to a point where you're ready to where you're able to and you're ready to become successful. Obviously, it goes without saying, I don't even really need to have this slide here. It goes without saying that you're going to need to have a mentor. You're going to have some people that really know what they're doing to launch this. And once you become in a secret society, it's like anything. There's all kinds of secret kind of societies of really successful people. This society here that I'm in is a very awesome, group of people. They're people who are impacting the world in a very significant way. They're people who are dynamic speakers, but they're also people who are internet savvy kind of marketers, and they don't even show up in public. You have every type of persona in this industry. You've got people who are shy. You've got people who are really outgoing. It doesn't matter what your personality is. You design the business to do what you want it to do. So here's the big question: is how do you find someone who has knowledge of doing a lot of these different things I've just told you about, showing you how to do the webinars and setting up the whole from beginning to end process, from finding the niche to automating it and getting it all going, and then getting it to a point where you can get resellers, affiliates, joint ventures, etc., and get you ready to launch? Well, hello, this is me. What's interesting about this picture is you can see that when I started out online and what I look like now, you can just see that I really didn't know much about internet marketing when I first started. I had the bowl cut. And this just goes to show you, I didn't do a lot of things right when I started, but I did enough things right to make a good amount of money when I first got started the first 18 months. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, yeah, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw some things up, but you've got to find people that can help you and get enough pieces right that you can make money. Even if you did 20% wrong and you did 8% right, you'll probably still make good money in this business. So once again, 8 weeks of profits. It's taking you from step one all the way to the end, and it's great. It's the purpose of this is to create an automated money machine, to create ways for you to make income in a repeatable fashion. Now, I'm not saying that this is sit home in your underwear, never do anything kind of business. That's not the case. But there are repeatable ways of doing business, of getting income. And you know that if you send 10 emails or contact 8 types of people and I'll give you an example. Each email that I send to my database makes me, on average, $1,500. Now, you need to get to a similar model where you just know that do step A, step B, step C, and that brings in $500. Or step A, step B, step C, step D brings in $1,500. And that's what we're talking about, getting this down and getting it tested and getting it moved forward so you know how to make some recurring automatic paydays come in every week, every month, every year. So this is the synopsis of the 8 Weeks of Profits coaching training program. This is working directly with me. I don't have any other people involved in this except for my assistants and people that help to keep things on track in terms of times and dates and things like that. You just work with me. I do this. I've only did this once before. I'm not sure if I will continue doing this. I enjoy doing it. That'll kind of just depend on my availability. The only reason why I can do it now, it's the summer months, and there's a lot of downtime for me right now. Come the fall, there won't be any downtime for me. So I have time to do this. But week 1, determine your niche. Week 2, find and build your product. Step 3, create your sales presentation, your pitch. I'm going to go through in great detail and show you how to create the sales presentation. I'm going to show you how to build promotional tools, set up an instant email list, prepare joint venture promotion, and other types of joint promotions other than joint venture, whether it's affiliates or resellers or area exclusive directors or a sales force, a virtual sales force, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to go through that right there. And number 7, testing your promotion and getting it ready to test and then announcing to the world. And that's where you're going to actually go out there and recruit JVs and other people to come on board with your concept. We're going to go step by step all the way through that process, 8 Weeks of Profits program. And you will have group interactive sessions with me every single week. We will do these by teleseminar or webinar, teleconference or webinar, depending on the content. Sometimes it's easier for me to just go through and show you and talk to you about the information and get online. Other times it's going to be necessary for us to be on actually looking at the internet all the way through the session. So, okay, so you're also going to get a presentation templates from me. I'm going to show you how I put together these wonderful, amazing sales presentations. I also have a graphics team that can do amazing, ridiculously incredible work in terms of putting together amazing, amazing presentations. So it's very important to get your sales pitch down. That is probably the number one thing you're going to do. Once you know what your niche is, and once you know what your strategy is to get an irresistible offer, get an irresistible concept down. That's where all the money is made, is in the irresistible concept. Then from there, rolling out the pieces is just, it's blocking and tackling. Okay, it's like, football. You got to get the quarterback. It's going to be important that the quarterback has all the skills. That's same with you. You've got to get this irresistible offer. I'm going to help you with copywriting, with product names, with ideas, with websites, with headlines, selling points. I'm going to be able to help you with a lot of that stuff, and I'm going to be able to come up with ideas that, quite frankly, you wouldn't be able to come up with. Although I'll take your ideas, and if they're good, by the way, if your ideas aren't good, I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, it's like anything. I have an opinion on things. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, but I'm going to tell you my opinion, and I hope that you won't be offended if I tell you, that I don't think it's good, and I'll explain why I don't think it's good, because we got to get you into the most lucrative, hottest, best opportunities that make sense for you and your skill set. Okay. I also have a big directory of partners, of potential sources for doing business. When I told you earlier that sometimes you got to buy relationships, I'm telling you, that's exactly what I did with some of these relationships. I spent a lot of money to get relationships with some of these people, but it's paid off. Some of my relationships that I got with Ted Thomas, I spent probably 10 to 20 grand with Ted Thomas in terms of masterminds. Well, I got ridiculously incredible contacts from that, and I was able to use those contacts to launch new products and really get into making money with different people. But these people that I met through these connections, I would never have met them. I would never have met them had I not got on board and invested in the programs that he was offering, because that program was a mastermind type group, and I decided to bite the bullet and join. You're going to get obviously a lot of resources and tools and contacts for doing all kinds of different things, including building out your set of information, tools to time save, to get things done faster, services. I'm also going to show you how to build an instant list. This is actually a product strategy which very few people use and very few people know how to do. I'm going to be showing you that in instant list building, because getting your first 1,000 people is one of the hardest things to do, actually. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to have access to me by email, but you're also going to get a personal consultation from me, and I think it's coming up. One-time promotion to 100,000. Now, this is where I'm going to put a little caveat. Depending on what your niche is, I can promote it out to a large group of people, or I can promote it out to a smaller group of people that would fit into the niche. You always want to make sure that you can do message to market. You want to make sure that it's the right message to the right market. We split it 50-50 on the promotion. Now, we will not be doing this promotion until your product and service and everything is ready. Now, for some of you, that will be within 8 weeks. For others of you, it will be longer. But the most important thing is that whenever you're ready, we will promote it out there, and I will tell you we'll promote it out to the largest group of people that we can, depending on what your niche is. Okay? If your niche is super glue, okay, we can't necessarily promote that. Well, that might not be a good example. Actually, I'm going to refrain from an example right now, but you get my point. We're going to match the message to the market and pull the list that's applicable and send it to those people. That makes sense. So what is your commitment during this program? That you're going to work, that you're going to put some time in as a strategic direction, as something important to get going on. And I hear people say all the time, well, I'm too busy in my other business. I'm too busy. Well, look, we're all busy. We all have a lot of things to do. But there are things that are strategically important for you to get going. Many people just have this limiting belief, this block that I'm not ready right now because I don't have time, or I don't have money, or my product. I talked to one lady, and she said, well, my product's not ready. Who cares if your product is ready? You've got to get the promotional stuff ready so when your product is ready, you can launch. If you wait till your product's ready, then you're not going to be ready to launch. You've got to get that stuff ready beforehand. And the other thing is, sometimes it's better to get the promotional stuff ready, because you might find out during the preparation of the promotional stuff that the product's not even worth developing. And would it surprise you that many, many, many people actually test market their products before they even developed any of them. Does that surprise you?